Vamos, let's go.
Welcome back to the Mystic Frightcast. I am your host, Zane DeYoung. With me, as always, is my co-host, McKenna.
I don't get to introduce myself.
Well, I always say, I'm your host, Zane DeYoung, and then you never say, you're my co-host. You always just say your name. And I don't want to, relegate you to a lower rung on our podcast hierarchy. Do you want to do it again?
No.
Welcome back to the Mystic Frightcast. I am your host, Zane DeYoung.
And I'm McKenna.
Yay!
Yay!
We're here to talk to you today about
Dora! Sorry, I don't know why, that's in my head right now.
Are you just so excited for the movie?
No.
The Lost City of Gold?
No. I just said, Vamonos, let's go, and now I just have Dora in my head. We're talking about Midsommar.
We are, yeah. Yes, we are here today to talk about Midsommar. I also have a fun game to play with you, McKenna.
Yay, I love games.
But first, let me ask you a question.
What's that?
How's it going?
Oh. Well, I'm okay.
Yeah.
I was cuddling with my dog, and then I stood up, and I pinched something in my back. So now I'm laying on the bed. But
well, that's your new podcasting spot.
It is. I just get to lay in bed now.
Yeah.
We went from sitting in a chair to sitting in a couch. Now I just straight up lay in bed.
Yeah. I'm good on the couch. I like this. This is nice. It's
Yeah.
like I can look at you while I talk to you.
Yeah, that is nice.
Yeah.
Because we used to sit right next to each other.
Yeah. We
And
also
so-
both have more space to
We do.
recline
I can move
and
around.
relax. Yeah. So just to paint you a picture, McKenna's laying in bed with her microphone right up to her face and a giant bag of
Hawaiian
I'm
chips.
sorry, a party-sized bag of Hawaiian sweet Maui onion chips.
They're
on
the best things
occupying
on earth.
the place where my head usually rests.
They're the best chips on earth.
They're pretty good.
How are you?
I'm good. My day off today. It was
Yes.
productive. I edited our Child's Play episode. I watered the lawn.
Wow.
Took the dog for a walk. Cleaned the floor.
So domestic.
Played some video games. And worked on editing my short film.
Nice.
Yeah. Did you hear about the $1,000 monitor stand that they're releasing?
No.
Oh. Yeah, as part of their, whatever the Apple event was a couple weeks ago, they announced a new computer that's kind of geared towards, professionals, industries and that kind of stuff.
Okay.
And I think that's, maybe $6,000.
Okay.
And then they announced a new monitor, which was also very expensive. I think that was probably, that's a $5,000 monitor.
Okay.
And then you have to buy a separate stand for the monitor that is also $1,000. It's so stupid.
Oh my god.
This really made me be like, what? Man, come on, dude. They're not that good.
No.
I feel like the whole part of the whole appeal and why everyone has an iPhone is just because it's easy to use.
Yeah.
But if the new iPhone cost $3,000, that just X's out most of the people who buy it.
Yeah.
Because that's the other thing, the people who really pay attention to tech and buy expensive tech always buy PC stuff.
Yeah,
And,
they don't buy Apple stuff.
No, because they're completely sealed off and you can't customize them at all, which is why people like buying, tech people like that shit. So
Yeah.
it's a kind of a baffling move. I don't know. The only people I can see going after that would be really trendy startup companies.
Yeah.
To be oh, look at us, we have the new BuzzFeed. I feel would buy this shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. If they're marketing their computer to serious artists and video production companies, no one's gonna do it. Okay, so because we are talking about the movie Midsommar
Yep.
today,
Yes.
which I guess it isn't really it's kind of a cult, but it's not really a cult. It's kind of just an ancient pagan religion
Yeah,
at the
but
center of it.
It's kind of culty.
Kinda. They're not trying to recruit new people, though. You know, I feel like that's a big part of a cult, is that they're trying to recruit people.
I mean, I guess they're not trying to recruit them, but they did. I stopped myself.
I don't think it's a cult. It's just a religion at that point. Because like, would you call like the Mayan religion a cult? No, the answer is no. Yeah, no. It's the same thing. It's just in Scandinavia, but you know, it's kind of there's culty.
It's reminiscent of cult behavior.
Yes. So, in honor of that, I've decided to partner with WikiHow.
Okay.
And we're gonna make our own cult.
Amazing.
I'm gonna take you through the steps.
Great.
Okay.
Step 1.
So this is again courtesy of WikiHow. I just Googled how to start a cult. This was the first one that came up.
Amazing.
And I figured this is the most like vanilla website of all time. Why
Absolutely.
not just like we won't go so extreme right from the get-go, you know. Okay. So, there are 3 parts.
We'll have a vanilla cult.
Yes. There are 3 parts.
Okay.
Part 1 is picking an obsession.
Okay.
Step 1, choose a subject or activity that improves your life.
Vanilla.
Okay. You're actually making a vanilla cult.
Absolutely.
Okay, vanilla. Step 2, choose a subject or activity that you can be passionate about. Are you prepared to be passionate about vanilla?
Yes.
Okay.
I wasn't sure if it needed to be the same one as the last one.
I guess step 2 is pretty much the same thing about step 1. Here I just want to read a little excerpt from this step
Perfect.
2. It says, you might say that you love Chef Boyardee ravioli, but is it really worth worshipping in a cult-like way?
Yes.
Okay, so vanilla. Vanilla. Step 3. Pick something you think will benefit. This is all just about picking. This is how to pick it. We already picked our thing, though. We should have picked a couple things, then whittled it down. But we jumped the gun. It was right for vanilla.
Okay. What are some other things that we could create a quilt on?
It's too late now, McKenna.
Okay,
we
fine.
already established vanilla.
Okay.
Learn as much as possible about your obsession. How much do you know about vanilla?
I know that it comes from a bean. And that it's like little seeds.
So what else do you think you should know about vanilla?
I should know where vanilla comes from.
Okay.
And I should know if there are multiple kinds of vanilla. And
French?
Yes.
Vanilla bean?
Vanilla French and vanilla bean.
What's French vanilla?
I know. I'm aware.
Come on, man.
I know!
Are you taking this cult seriously or what?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
Ugh. And I should know when vanilla was found.
Mm-hmm. When it was discovered. Maybe who discovered it.
Yep.
Maybe you can worship the guy who discovered vanilla.
Perfect.
He'll be he'll be like the Tom Cruise of the vanilla cult.
Yep, exactly.
Brands. Who makes the best vanilla?
Well, I would make the best
Oh,
vanilla.
you're going to be like making it.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're getting something out of your cult too.
Yes.
Not just their.
I'm gonna monetize it.
That's smart. That's very smart actually. Yeah, I think we're good.
That's good.
So
That's
we
enough.
have.
Right? That would hook you.
Yeah. Do you want to write some of this stuff down?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You have your phone on your forehead.
I do. It's on my forehead.
I'm using my phone to look at this list.
Do I really have to write it down, or can I?
Will you remember? Okay. First question: do you remember anything that we just talked about?
Yes.
Okay. So what were our facts about vanilla?
The facts that we already knew, or the facts we wanted to look up?
Well, I was thinking we could look them up now. This is disastrous.
This was your idea.
Oh, I know, but you're that's... Oh, God. Oh, let's just move on. Part 2. Forming a group.
Okay.
Choose a leader.
Me.
Okay. All right, if you're the leader, I'm the person behind you pulling the strings.
Okay, great. I can be the face of it.
Cult leaders are typically charismatic and manipulative, but if you're going to form yours collectively, it's a good idea to pick someone who has the good of the group at heart. Do you have the good of the group at heart?
Absolutely.
Do you? No.
Absolutely.
No, I don't. Establish the rules of the cult.
Okay.
Okay, what are our rules?
Rules.
Hold on, I am going to write this down.
No outside vanilla.
Cult
Rule number 1.
Rules. Number 1. No outside vanilla.
There are going to be, like, levels. So, like, there are people who, like, make the vanilla. They're, like, the top level. Like, they're the most involved with the cult. And then there are people who, like, harvest the vanilla beans. They're, like, the middle level. And then there's, like, the people who bottle it and put the sticker on the bottle. They're, like, the lowest level. Okay. Oh, no, there's a level lower than that, and they just water the plants.
So we're going to label them as subhuman.
Yeah, exactly. And then, no fraternizing with people in different levels.
Oh, wow.
Like, everyone is going to eat at a big dining hall.
Okay.
But, like...
Is this a rule?
Yes.
Okay.
Everyone will eat at a big dining hall, but, like, you're going to, like, when you're not in that dining hall, you're, like, with your group.
Okay. How do people advance the ranks?
They show their loyalty. I don't know. They advance the ranks by... It's a seniority thing.
So, like, every, 6 months, you, ascend?
Yes.
Okay, but not, 6 months. It should be longer than that.
Yes.
Yeah. Any other rules? What if someone, questions you, speaks out? They're like, I want to go get some Kroger vanilla.
Then they're out.
Okay, so anyone who questions you is kicked out.
The ego in me wants to say yes. No.
Okay.
I think that they would... A certain amount of time would be added to their... until they could ascend. So it would delay their advancement.
Okay. Depending on the severity of
yes.
their crime.
Yes.
Okay. What if how do you indoctrinate new cult members? How do you, what's your recruitment policy?
They have to be willing to move and live on the farm and willing to work.
Okay. What if someone wants to leave the cult? Death?
No. I don't know.
But, you have to protect your method of making vanilla. That's, the whole point, is that what happens inside the cult is secret.
Yeah.
So you have to have some sort of, the reason that you would want to be in this vanilla cult is because we make the best vanilla in the world. Yeah. So you have to, have some kind of way of guarding the... If just the plant waterers want to leave, that should be, fine.
Yes.
Because you're you don't know jack shit, man. Yeah. But what if what was the top level? The vanilla makers?
Yeah.
What if one of them is I want to go pick green beans instead of vanilla beans?
I don't know. Maybe banishment somewhere else.
You'll have a prison island?
Yes.
Okay. Anyone who wants to leave, do the citizens of your vanilla farm, do they have contact with the outside world?
Yes.
Okay.
But they can't date them unless join the cult.
That's a good place to start. If anything else comes up, we'll write it down.
Okay.
Right? Do you feel good?
Yes.
We've covered, rule number 1 is no outside vanilla.
Yep.
So we've covered how you get in, how you leave, the different levels, relationships. I think we got most of it covered. Moving on to part 2, step 3. Oh, right. It was write up a body text, which we just did.
Yes.
Nice. We're already ahead of the game.
There we go.
Okay, step 4. Find a place to practice or worship. Where are you holding your? So it's a farm.
It's a farm.
Where at?
Where vanilla grows best. Near the equator?
Where does vanilla grow? It's originally from Mesoamerica.
Okay.
So like, it's including Mexico and Guatemala.
Yeah.
So South America. Perfect. There are tons of great cults based in South America.
Awesome. Perfect. We'll say Guatemala.
Okay. Come up with a slogan.
I'm not good at those things.
What about some kind of bean pun?
That or it has to rhyme with vanilla. This is going so far.
Yeah, we're making a cult. How far did you think this was going to go?
This is much further than I thought it was going to go.
How about a place for human beings?
Perfect.
Okay, step 6 is bring other people in, slowly.
Ugh.
Call your dad. I feel like he'd be pretty gullible.
Yes, he is super gullible.
Part 3 of 3, becoming cultish.
Okay.
Okay, 1, make sure all behavior lines up with the platform. So we need a head of security right away to really just come down hard.
Bah.
You know, I think taking fingers is not unreasonable.
Okay.
You go against the cult, you lose your pinky.
But then maybe they can't harvest it correctly.
They should have thought of that before they rebelled.
Maybe it's toes.
All right. I'll settle for toes. 2, refer to your concept as the only true idea. So we gotta drill into people that our way of life is the only way of life.
Yes. Our vanilla is the only vanilla.
Yes. 3, practice your obsession. Keep doing what you do. How you choose to let your idea change your life and the lives of others for the better will largely depend on your concept. We need to come up with ways of why our vanilla business, like, how does it help the world?
Because it tastes delicious.
Do community outreach. Hold weekly free breakfasts. Step 5.
With French toast. Vanilla French toast.
Yeah. We can make, like, vanilla drinks.
Yeah.
You know? Step 5 is find ways to grow your group. Facebook!
Instagram.
Oh, that was the last step.
Oh, that's it.
Yeah.
We're done. We made it cool.
What's it called? What's their name?
Nilla.
Nilla. There's already a company called Nilla. They make the wafers.
Is that the name of the company?
I think so. Our Lady of Blessed Saint Vanilla.
Perfect.
They didn't mention it, but another big step in creating a cult is alienating people from their outside lives.
How do you know that?
It's just kind of common sense.
You weren't part of a cult? Or a cult leader?
I can't talk about that.
Sworn to secrecy.
Okay, well, we made a cult.
Would you join it?
Our Lady of Blessed Saint Vanilla. Look, we're based in a lovely little farm in Central America. Beautiful weather.
Yeah.
Gorgeous vistas.
True.
Forests. All the waterfalls you can imagine.
Monkeys.
But the benign kind.
Yeah.
The friendly kind.
The cute ones.
Yep. We've managed to purge our section of forest of large insects. You don't have to worry about spiders.
Amazing.
Yep. That would be another good selling point. Like, we don't have spiders.
Yeah.
We've figured it out.
We've eradicated them.
And mosquitoes.
Yes.
Maybe we can come up with some phony, like, our vanilla helps with cure cancer.
Sure.
You know, get some scientists to do a bogus study.
Well,
the guy who did the vaccines cause autism study.
I mean, it does cure cancer.
Yeah, you're right. I don't know why I was pretending that it didn't. Silly me. Vanilla can cure anything.
Exactly.
Cancer, lupus, ingrown toenails.
My dad will definitely be in.
Mm-hmm. Maybe we'll make a website for Our Lady of Blessed Saint Vanilla.
It has to be like a vanilla bean in like a halo.
Yes. We'll get some trendy graphic designer to make our logo.
Perfect.
And the ultimate goal is for us to make money.
Yes, monetize.
Yeah, just like a business.
Cash.
Money. Money. Baby. Why don't more cults focus on food? You can get so many people if you're like organic food.
Yeah, I know.
We can get a stall at a farmer's market.
Yeah, there's
Holy
literally
shit.
like there's so much like that's basically what like food trends are. They're just like small cults of people trying to convince the masses that their food is the best food.
And so many people who go to farmers markets are old baby boomers.
Yep.
So if you're like we're raw, we're of the earth.
Yep.
They'll be like, "Oh, dude, peace.
Amazing.
Yeah, we got him.
We have to support them."
All right. I feel good about this cult.
I do too.
Yeah.
I think I did well.
Yep.
Take me away.
All right.
Feed me grapes.
Anywho, Midsommar.
2019,
directed by Ari Aster, director of Hereditary, starring Florence Pugh and Jack Rayner.
10 out of 10.
Oh, that's the show.
We're done.
Midsommar is about a couple, played by the aforementioned actors.
Yes.
A very tragic family incident happens, which kind of sends Florence Pugh into a little bit of a spiral of depression. Mm-hmm. And then in an attempt to kind of like, get a fresh start, she decides to go with her boyfriend and his friends on their academic trip to observe a midsummer tradition in Sweden.
Yes.
Things quickly become strange and nightmarish, and
very quickly.
And a lot of hallucinogenic properties are consumed.
Yep.
And odd rituals are observed and all kinds of wacky shit.
Yeah, pretty wacky from start to finish.
What did you think of Midsommar?
10 out of 10.
We're done.
No, I thought it was really good.
Yeah.
Very, very good. Very traumatizing at the beginning, I feel like.
Yeah, that was really...
It was really rough.
Yeah.
And just very interesting and intriguing throughout the rest of the film.
Yeah.
Like, I was kind of wondering what's going to happen and, how's it going to pan out.
Yeah. It was very mesmerizing.
It was very mesmerizing. It was kind of... it was a slower film.
Yes.
But it was engaging the entire time.
Yeah.
You're always kind of guessing and trying to figure out what was happening. But it's a little mystery.
Yeah. It wasn't like I feel like you always kind of knew where it was going, though.
Yeah.
Like people...
But I think you just didn't... it was kind of a mystery of how it was going to all add up.
Yeah, like what was going to happen kind of in between.
Yeah.
Because all cult stories and movies... like, end the same way. Mm-hmm. Like, you kind of know what's going to happen. People are saying that, like, the ending is, like, a twist ending, but I don't...
Was it?
I don't think it was.
I don't think it was. I think that's where it was going.
Yeah. Do you just want to go into spoilers right off the get-go?
Listen, we have never been good at holding in spoilers.
Yeah. Okay. Well, so it ends... People say that, like, it's a twist that she shows her boyfriend... to be sacrificed. But I didn't think that was a twist at all. That was just like, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I don't think it was a twist because, like, when you're watching her have to choose, like, the emotion that she is showing is, like distraught and guilt.
Yeah. Well, and also the whole movie is kind of just them, like, the director has... said that it's a breakup movie.
Yeah.
And it is. Like, the whole movie, you're just watching their relationship fall apart.
Yes.
So it wouldn't have made sense for it to end
with her saving him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, because, like, you know, the very first scene, his boyfriend's friends are all like, you've been wanting to break up with her for, like, a year now.
Yeah.
And, like, she's talking on the phone with her friend, and she's like, you know, I don't know what to do, like...
Yeah, she knows that, like...
It's coming.
Yeah.
But she doesn't know, like, what to say, or, like, how to, you know, stop or initiate it. And, then she goes through this horrific family tragedy.
Yeah, her sister murders her parents and kills herself.
Yes. And she loses her entire family in one night, and it's brutal.
Yeah.
And then, obviously, like, he can't, like, leave her.
Right.
Because, like, she's alone now.
Yeah.
And so, like, a year or so later, him and his friends are going to Sweden.
Yep.
And kind of as an act of pity, he invites her. They don't expect her to accept. She accepts, comes with them. And, like, the guy that's part of the religion/cult, he's, like, crushing on the girl.
Yeah.
And he's trying to, like, show her that he's, like, trash, which he is. He's really annoying and douchey. And then, like, the boyfriend, like, one of the girls at the cult is, like, obsessed with him.
Yeah.
Like, he gives into that.
Yeah.
And you're just watching these people, like, grow apart, but in a very, like, unhealthy way.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because they really, like, I mean, from even before we, like, enter the story, like, already they shouldn't have, like, they should have broken up, it sounds like a year prior.
Yes.
And they're still just kind of dragging it out.
Yeah.
And that's, like, I think they were a very interesting couple, because they were both so passive.
Yeah.
Because, like, it was very clear that he didn't, like, really, he just didn't really want to, like, spend time with her or, like, be with her.
Yeah.
And she didn't really, like, either because of that or just on her own, didn't really care that much about him.
Yeah.
Beyond just kind of wanting, like, a support system.
Exactly.
Like, which is obviously understandable.
Yeah.
And I to your point when you said that they didn't expect her to go with them, I think the kind of what was happening in that scene was that he did, but that was just him being kind of like, he didn't want to, like, have that confrontation with his friends.
Yeah.
Because that was very much his whole character, was just, like, non-confrontational, but still kind of, like, manipulative and wanting to do things his way.
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
He always wanted to get his way, but he was too kind of, like, chicken shit to just come out and, like...
And do it.
Yeah. So he would always try to, like, get other people to be on board.
Yeah.
With his bad decisions.
Yeah, because he did that with, you know, the reason that they're going there was that one of the people in his friend group was, like, doing his thesis on, like, Midsommar rituals.
Yeah.
And they got there, and they just ended up all going to, like, experience this.
Yeah.
And then they got there, and he's like, I'm also going to do my thesis on this.
Yeah.
And the dude's like, the fuck?
Yeah,
No.
He, like, confronts him.
Yeah.
And then the other guy just, like, is like, oh, hey, man, like, it's nothing to do with you. I'm just, like, doing my thing, man.
Yeah.
Like,
and he's
chill
like,
out,
I'm
dude.
down to collaborate.
Yeah. Yeah, a very interesting representation of kind of, like, 20-something dudes.
Yeah.
I feel like it was a lot more accurate than a lot of movies are.
Yeah.
Probably because it was written by a pretty young, like Ari Aster, I think, is in his 30s, so he's still pretty young.
Yeah.
But everyone just kind of felt very, like, real.
Yeah, for sure.
No one was really that, like, articulate or witty. They were just kind of, like, dumb. Not like intellectually stupid, but just, like, you know...
super average people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, like the Will Poulter's character, he plays the asshole in everything.
Yeah.
He's just, like... He is kind of an asshole, but he also, like he keeps making all these dumb... crude sexual jokes about the women.
Yeah.
But then when the one girl is actually like into him or like trying at least to seduce him, he gets super like freaked out and like doesn't know what to do.
Yeah.
So even though he's this like of the group, he's the most like kind of aggressive. He's still like, oh, I don't know. You know? It was an interesting like. Everyone was written with a little bit more kind of reality than is usual. Like, instead of just running off and trying to, like, fuck everyone, he was just, like, talking like that. But then when it actually came down to it, he was still, like... He was just, like, an average guy who was like, oh, I don't know, what?
Yeah, exactly.
It was funny. It was interesting. Yeah, it was good.
Yeah.
And then... Florence Pugh was really, really good.
She was fantastic.
Yeah.
She really, like, carried that show.
Yeah. I feel like I don't think about good performances in movies that much. I only really, like, notice them if they're bad.
Yeah.
Or if, like, it's a really good performance.
Yeah.
And hers was, like, a really good performance. It
Super
stood
good.
out as being very good.
Yeah.
It's like a giant cat yawn.
I know. Yeah, no, it was impressive.
Yeah. Well, I think it's really hard to show... I think it's very hard to play kind of, like, emotionally restrained and, like vacant.
Yeah.
Without coming across as just being...
Bland
or boring or, like, not good at acting.
Yeah.
But she really, like, pulled that off really well.
Yeah, and I mean, part of that I think really goes to the writing of the show too. But like, you know, oftentimes when there are characters who are depressed, like they're written super one-dimensionally, but depression is not like a one-dimensional thing.
Yeah, it affects a lot of areas of people's kind of psyche and life.
Yeah, like their psyches, their life, and how they like react and act and how their relationships change. And so she had like a ton of emotional, like she was carrying us through the movie emotionally.
Yeah.
And not just as a character, but like her emotions are the emotions that the audience was also feeling.
Yeah.
Which is wild.
Yeah. It was very good. It's hard to like classify the movie because it's hard to like for me to call it a horror movie.
Yeah.
I don't know if it really is.
Yeah, I don't know if it would really be a horror movie either.
Yeah.
It's similar to what I said when we were leaving. Like, it's definitely horrific.
Yeah. Like,
it's horrifying in its own sense. But it's not, I don't think, a horror movie. Because it doesn't have any kind of traditional horror tropes or really follow the same kind of formula.
Yeah.
It's very unique.
It's so dreamlike.
Yeah.
That it's not really, like, scary. I mean, there are scenes that I think are scary, and there are moments of, like, extreme tension. And I think on a whole, like, I definitely, towards the end, I noticed how tense my body was.
Yeah.
But it's not like you're sitting there with your, like, nails on the arms of your chair.
No.
Like, freaking out. There's nothing in it that's like that. It's just kind of this...
uneasiness.
Yeah, it's almost just like a very twisted, nightmarish drama.
Yeah.
Like I think it to me is more of a drama than a horror movie, because it's way more about it is completely about the characters, not even more about them. It is about those two people.
Yeah.
Because even like Hereditary, which was very like character focused, was still like its goal was to be terrifying.
Yes. The goal was to be a horror movie, and it followed that. Yeah. That. Yeah. Genre.
Yes. Whereas this, I feel like the goal was more to put you kind of like how the Babadook was, where I think its goal was to kind of like give you as the audience the feeling that these people were having. Yeah. And I think that by making it, like, adding in horror elements to it, it just kind of accentuated the emotions that the characters were feeling. Yes. So, like, the horror was almost just served as a representation for us as the audience. And, like, kind of a way to, like, get into that mindset and feel what these people were feeling. Yeah. In a way that I think a traditional drama wouldn't have done. Yes. Like, they don't usually affect you in that really, like, visceral way. Yeah. Yeah, it's a really wonderful...
It was so good.
Movie.
It's interesting because it's, like, there's a lot to talk about, but also, like, it's a pretty slow-moving movie. And so, really, like, not a ton happens. It takes place over, like, 3 days?
Is it just 3 days?
I think it's just 3 days.
It might be, yeah. Yeah, but I mean, like, the kind of the narrative plot wasn't what was, like, good about it. Yeah. No. Because yeah, I don't know. I've seen that as a critique of the movie, which I would kind of agree with, that the narrative is very, like, well-trodden ground. Mm-hmm. Like, it's definitely not blazing new trails at all. No. It's the exact same, like, outsiders kind of get in over their heads in a cult or a religion or, like, witchcraft or whatever. It's like, there have been tons of movies with that as the narrative. Mm-hmm. But it's like it's the journey.
It is.
It's how that all unfolds and kind of what it means emotionally. It has so much more emotional impact than, like, any horror movie I've seen and most movies that I've seen.
Yes, I would agree with that.
Yeah. It made me almost cry at the end.
I cried a couple times.
Yeah. It was an odyssey. I think that the end when they burn the sacrificial like building, you feel like so much catharsis from that. And what's interesting is that I have learned over the last week that I have a completely different view and interpretation of the movie than the people who made it. Huh. Because and what's also interesting is that the director and the lead actress also have completely different interpretations of the movie.
That is always either a incredibly good sign or an incredibly bad sign. Yeah. In this sense, I think it's a really good sign.
Yeah. Well, so because for me, the way that I experience, and it's the ending that kind of, like, divides people on what's happening. Yeah. And for me, I watched the ending as incredibly cathartic, and this kind of, like, burning down and her finally, burning down of the grief and the, like, depression and just the
her past and
yeah, and even though
and all of her guilt with being in that relationship, right, and the guilt that she felt for having to rely on him as a support, and just all of that.
Yeah. Okay. And so that's how you feel about it as well.
Yes.
Okay. So then the director said that when he, like, his vision for it was just that she, like, went nuts. And then that's why she was, like, smiling at the end, was she was just crazy. Which, like you can, I guess, interpret it that way.
I mean, it felt like it did feel a little bit, you know, like that. Like, her smile, you know, it felt a little bit like, oh, she's smiling.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and I, like, surface level, plot-wise, obviously she, like, is crazy.
Yeah.
Because, like, a sane person wouldn't essentially murder their partner.
No, exactly.
But on a more metaphorical level, I feel like there was a lot of, like, relief in that as well. Yeah. That, this is, like, this horrible kind of soul-sucking relationship is over. And his death was kind of like, you saw it through her eyes, and so you felt what it meant to her, like, emotionally. Yeah. So it's a much more, like, kind of metaphorical... I guess I just viewed it much more metaphorically than maybe the director made it. And then Florence Pugh said that when she acted that scene, she was acting it as if she didn't know he was in there.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. So we both had very different interpretations from either of them.
Interesting.
Which I think is very interesting. Yeah.
Well, the reason that I felt like it was very cathartic and kind of like an ending of a chapter for her was because of the group does, like, kind of imitates, like, pain.
Yeah. And it's all about, like, they don't view death as bad.
No,
That's,
I know.
Like, the whole point
but they imitate pain. So in the scene where the two people sacrifice themselves, the one guy jumps and he doesn't die right away.
Yeah,
they're all, like, screaming as if they're in physical pain.
Yeah,
and then there's the time where she has a panic attack because she sees her boyfriend, like, having like a weird ceremonial sex thing.
Yeah.
And then all the girls come after her, and they're, like, screaming and crying with her.
Yeah, that was a really, like, frightening scene.
It was frightening, too. But also I was like, wow, I need a group of girls to, like, follow me around, and when I just feel like screaming, crying, I need them to, like, do that with me.
Yeah.
I was like, that's scary, but also, like, exactly what I need. But, and then when they set the barn on fire, they all start screaming as if they're in physical pain.
Yeah.
So they don't view death as, like a bad thing. It's just, like, the next chapter and kind of like a sacrificial kind of thing. But they all, like, imitate pain.
Yeah. Well, I think it's more,
and other people's pain.
Yeah,
not their own pain.
I think that was more like just their kind of, like, you know, connectedness with each other, and their kind of their goal of, like, oneness and wholeness.
Yeah.
So I guess we never saw them imitate any that, like, mimic any other emotions.
No.
But I kind of got the impression that, like, that's what it was. Like, if she was really happy, that they would, like, kind of mirror that back to her in a way. But I don't know. I mean, we didn't see that. That was just kind of what I assumed.
Yeah. I don't know. That's what made me feel like it was cathartic.
Yeah.
Was because, like, they were all screaming, and then she started screaming.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just, like, she was feeling pain, and the people in the barn were feeling pain, and everyone was just letting out pain.
Yeah.
Together.
Yeah. Well, that's like I was telling you about that kind of therapy.
Yeah.
Which is real, where you go to, like, a remote location with a group of people and you basically all just, like, yell and scream and cry.
Yeah.
And you just, like, let out all the whatever pent-up shit you have.
That's what I need.
Yeah.
I need that. But that's what it felt like.
Yeah. I did like the little addition where they're like, oh, drink this, like, whatever, this, like, tea, and, like, you won't feel any pain when the fire comes.
Yes.
And then when the fire, like, hit them, they both just started screaming.
Yes.
I was like, oh, haha. That was kind of funny.
Yeah.
It just to kind of, like, to expose even in this, like, this cult founded on, or this religion based on, like, oneness with the world and all that stuff. It's still kind of, like, superficial in its own way.
Yeah.
Where it's like we have these lies that we tell each other to, you know, to keep it going.
Yeah.
That was I did enjoy that.
It was a very fascinating movie.
Yeah. I think that it is probably my favorite movie of the year.
Yeah. I would say that and American Woman.
American Woman I didn't like as much. Not even that I didn't like as much, it just didn't, like, resonate with me as much as this did.
Oh, really?
I think. Yeah. Yeah, well, American Woman I also felt like I've seen movies like that before. Like, it was very well. It was very good. I'm not like knocking it at all. But Midsommar was just so, like, it was such a strong, unique vision.
Yeah.
That I it's hard for me to like I have to give it to that just for being so, like, kind of singular in that way.
Yeah.
But American Woman was very good as well.
Yeah.
That was another weepy movie for sure.
Yes, definitely.
I've heard amazing things about The Lighthouse coming out of Cannes, though.
Oh, really?
The Robert Pattinson, Willem Dafoe.
Yeah.
The director of The Witch.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's gonna be the one to beat. Just apparently for, like, the year, like, not even horror movies, but just for
film
movies this year. Yeah.
When does that come out?
I don't know if they've announced a release date for
yet?
it. Yeah.
Okay.
It's being distributed by A24.
Okay.
So it'll get to us at some point.
Yeah.
I don't know if they'll give it a full wide release or just a smaller one, but yeah, that one, it's apparently pretty, like, mind-blowing. Apparently it's, like, it's simultaneously very horrific and very funny.
Oh.
There's a lot of, like, humor in it, which I thought was really weird considering how bleak and, like, oppressive The Witch was.
Yeah, The Witch was very dark.
Yeah.
Oppressive is a good word for it.
Yeah.
It was not enjoyable to watch.
No. But yeah, apparently, like, Willem Dafoe gives, like, a career best performance, which is crazy because he's been acting for such a long time.
And he's, like, a good actor.
He's a great actor. He's one of my favorites. Yeah.
He's done some, like, iconic stuff.
Harry Osborn.
Yes.
And Robert Pattinson's good. But I don't think...
I love Robert Pattinson.
Anyone who knows anything about movies isn't surprised when Robert Pattinson's good.
No.
Like, everyone is like, yeah, he's a good actor. It's just the dipshits who were like, oh, wasn't that the guy from Twilight?
Yeah. Yes, but also a million other things.
Yeah.
And he's so good.
Yeah. I think it's funny that both him and Kristen Stewart, I feel like, have had more successful careers than any of the people from Harry Potter.
Oh, definitely.
Which I find funny, considering that everyone is like, Harry Potter's great, and everyone's like, Twilight sucks.
Yeah.
But the two leads from Twilight
actually went on to have, like, successful careers, and...
Yeah.
I mean, here's the thing. The people from Harry Potter don't have to work another day in their life. No. So, like, they don't have to.
Yeah. I guess Harry Potter also lasted for a much longer time than Twilight did.
Yes.
That was closer to... That was, I think, over 10 years.
That was, like, their whole lives.
Yeah.
Like, that was their whole childhood.
Yeah.
And Twilight was, like, 4 years.
Yeah. And both of them were also adults when they did that.
Yes.
Can I be honest?
Yeah.
I don't know why everyone loves Emma Watson so much.
I like her. I think she's a fine actress, but I actually I just like her as a person. She's like a UN ambassador for women's rights and shit.
Yeah. No, like, I respect her as a person, but I also, like, I don't give more of a shit about her than, like, anyone else who's, like, a good person. I'm like, yeah, that's good. Like, she's not a horrible human being.
Yeah.
Like, great. But I don't, she's, yeah, and like you said, she's a fine actress.
Yeah, I don't think she's, like, amazing.
Yeah.
You know, there are some things that, you know, obviously Hermione, but also, like, I liked her role in Perks of Being a Wallflower.
Yeah, she was fine. I'm not, that movie's not for me. So
I like that movie.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I don't get the hype.
Yeah.
Around her. Because there are other people who, like, do cool stuff, too.
Yeah, that's true.
And not to take away from her doing cool stuff, but I feel like there's a lot of focus put on her for that.
I think it's just because she's, like, Hermione Granger as a character. I think when you're a young girl, like, is kind of, like, everyone can relate to her.
Mm.
I think all girls who are interested and loved Harry Potter saw themselves in Hermione at some point in their life.
So it's
and so I think they attached that to Emma to her.
So it's kind of more like here's this character that I, like, looked up to when I was a kid, and then, like, the person who played her is, like, doing stuff that I can look up to now.
Exactly.
Kind of thing. Okay.
So it's like, you know, everyone, like, looked up to and related to Hermione because she was, like, a bit of an outcast, but also she was really smart and, like, you know, so people, like, aspired to be, like, as smart as her, but also identified with the fact that she was not popular. She was kind of, you know, a weird girl with crazy frizzy hair and, like, you know, now Emma Watson, you know, now she is a UN ambassador for women's rights, and she's doing all this great advocacy work. And, you know, now that all the kids that grew up with Harry Potter are, like, our age or a little bit older, you know, now they're like, oh, she's actually doing something.
Right.
I think it's more of a connection in that sense.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people who argue that she's, like, an incredible actress, that's coming out of, like, just their, like, love and respect for, like, her and her character that she played.
Yeah. She was decent in the Bling Ring.
Yeah, I always forget about the movie. That was funny.
Thinking back on it, I think she might have been kind of the weakest link of that cast, though.
She has the worst American accent.
Yes. Yeah, that's true.
She cannot do an American accent to save her life. She slips in and out so much.
Yeah, but I also think that she came across the most as being like I'm doing this character.
Yeah.
You know, it was like, look at me. I'm playing the rich. Like, look at how sassy I'm being.
Yeah.
Whereas I think everyone else just kind of sounded like they were just... That's who they were.
Yeah.
And she sounded like she was kind of, like, putting it on. But, yeah, I don't know. I watched that movie, like, a couple years ago, so my memory isn't great.
Yeah.
I might just be projecting my feelings about Emma Watson onto that character.
I also kind of feel like that's just, like, kind of how she is, though. Like, I have a feeling that, like, you know, she is an actress, but... I don't know, I just kind of have a feeling that she, like, performs a lot, not just as, like, an actress.
Oh, you think she's fake?
No, I don't think she's fake. But I don't think that she's, like... If I go in front of a camera, I'm not going to be talking the same as if I'm talking on the podcast or to you.
Yeah.
And,
I mean, neither of us talk the same on the podcast as we do to each other, either.
Yeah.
Really. Like, everything's a performance.
It is. And so I think that, like, that was kind of an extension of, like, so, you know, she thinks that people expect her to act a certain way when she's at the UN, and a certain way when she's interviewing for Beauty and the Beast, and, like, a certain way when she's pretending to be, like, a rich girl, what they expect her to act like.
So you're saying that she was kind of like, she was almost like playing Emma Watson, playing that character?
Yes. I don't know if that was on purpose, but that's kind of like what I feel like it was.
I think she might just be not the best actress. Yeah, do you have anything else you want to say about the movie?
Just really good.
Yeah, really quick. Let's. I want to go over my criteria.
Oh yeah, your criteria.
Yeah, really quick.
Super fast.
Yeah, plot.
Great.
Well, good, but I also think the weakest part of the movie.
Because, you do?
Yeah, because the plot is like incidental almost to the. Like if you take it as a narrative, if you just wrote out the events that happen in the movie, you'd be like, I've seen it before. You know, like it's good.
Yeah,
there's nothing wrong with it, but it's not like.
I would say better than average.
Kind of, but I don't even. I feel like the plot itself is very average because there's not much on a surface level that separates it from like Cabin Fever. Than just every other movie that's about like a group of Americans going into a different environment and being stupid. Because it's all in the movie. It's like all about the subtext and all about like what people aren't saying more than about what they are.
I guess that's true.
And that's more of an acting, directing, and like style thing.
Yeah, and not a plot thing.
Yeah, the plot services kind of the overall like. The movie. It's an interesting situation where I feel like the plot is it's like separate from the movie.
Yeah.
The plot is like what's happening, but really what the movie is about is everything that's just like, is everything else. It's like the visuals and the mood and the acting and all that.
I mean, I do feel like I do stand by my initial thought that the plot is, you know, a little bit better than average because like, you can't just throw any plot in there and have it work.
No, well, because it like services the movie, but it's nothing in it surprised me or like made me go like, oh, that's like didn't see that one coming. Like from the like I don't know.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Like even just from just knowing what the concept is, I feel like you can kind of guess the ending.
Yeah, that's true.
And I get like that doesn't lessen my enjoyment of the movie. But I like if there was one thing that maybe like that could have been improved, it would be the plot.
Yeah.
I think. But it almost doesn't even matter because like the plot is pretty incidental to the movie.
Rest of it. Yeah.
Yeah. Character, very good,
very strong,
excelled. In character, I would say.
Yeah.
Theme messaging also amazing. Like
and apparently very controversial.
Yeah, divisive.
Which is also, you know, like I said before, kind of either a really good thing or a really bad thing. And in this case, I think a really good thing.
Yeah.
Because I think, like, you know, I think it's one of those things where if you watch it in a different mindset, then, like, you're going to get something different out of it each time. Yeah,
well, I mean, like, next time I watch it, I'll have, that information in my head.
Yeah.
That I didn't have before.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see how it comes across then.
Yeah. And not in a sense of like, I'll have a different idea because I won't know what's really going on. It's because you have a better understanding of what's happening, so you'll see things differently.
Yeah. But the theme of it really is just it's about like a relationship ending.
Yeah.
Really. Like,
and it's about the strain that grief and mental illness can put on a...
Yeah. Yeah. And I think just kind of about, like, inaction and kind of settling into, like, routine and pattern and how we don't... You know, you can know that, like, something's not working for a very long time before anything actually happens.
Yeah.
Very, like, an interesting perspective...
Yeah.
To have on that.
Yeah. Just being very passive towards not just people. You know, when you use passive aggressive, you think of like being passive aggressive towards another person. But you can also be passive aggressive to like events in your life.
Yeah. Yeah. Everyone, like the two leads just kind of let
everything happens
to them and they don't really like have much agency.
Exactly.
Yeah. And then lastly, if this is a progressive or conservative movie. For me, it's very clearly progressive.
Yeah.
Just because it is not a return to status quo story.
Yeah.
At all.
She doesn't return to status quo.
No, and the whole movie is about her breaking away from her status quo.
Exactly.
Which is a very, like, progressive, and I don't mean that politically, but just, like, emotionally progressive agenda to have. It's building to change.
Yeah.
Which is just, like...
You're progressing.
Yeah.
You're moving past your, what happened to you.
Right.
And the emotions and the damage that did.
Right.
And either making peace or not, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
In this sense, I think she makes some kind of peace with it, but, it doesn't always have to be peace.
Yeah.
But moving past it and moving on. In some way, shape, or form. In which she does.
Yes.
Maybe in a questionable way.
Yes. But
she moves on, and I think she makes a kind of peace with her past. Mm-hmm. And, she grows. Yeah. She learns something.
Yeah. Well, what's interesting is that the movie ends it ends at the moment of change.
Yes.
Like, you have no... Yeah, there's no hint, and you have no idea, like, where it's going after it ends, nor would there be a point to knowing where it goes from there, because that is, like...
That's the point.
That's the whole, like, the fact that she was able to, like, experience that catharsis and change. That was the point of the movie.
Yeah. She was able to adjust her mind from being in a very, very dark place and hardly able to function. Yeah. To being able to function with this group of people. Yeah. And at that, the very end of the film, that last, 2 seconds that you see her kind of realize that she's, moved on.
Yeah. That, the grin on her face.
Yeah.
Which is kind of psychotic, but...
It is a psychotic type grin.
Yeah. Yeah. But, I mean, on a metaphorical level that I think the movie kind of lives in for the whole thing, it is like her, I mean, really, really feeling anything. Yeah. Because the whole movie she's so shut
numb.
Down.
And the only thing she feels is just pure panic.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's like because the women kind of validate her pain when they have that moment where they're all screaming at each other and with each other. That allows her to experience joy at the end, even though it's very twisted.
Yeah, because that's the only time she's felt validated. Yeah, someone understood her. Yeah, because I was talking about when we were on the car ride home, and I was I can't even imagine how traumatic that would be to lose your entire family in one night. And I said this because you would have no one to cope with. Yeah. No one would understand what you were going through. Right. Because when you have, when you lose someone in the family, normally you grieve with other members of the family because they know exactly what you're feeling like. Yeah. But she didn't have that. Yeah. She was, alone. Yeah. And that was the first time that she felt any kind of validation or, someone understood her. Yeah. Yeah. And it's not for those of you who would be oh, well, isn't her getting over her grief a return to status quo? No. No. Because, she's the initial conflict in her life is her relationship. Before any of the stuff happens with her family. Mm-hmm. We know that she wasn't happy before that either. Yeah. And we know that there were issues with her family and her feeling, a guilty or a burden, guilty for burdening her boyfriend with just all of her kind of stress about her family before anything happened. Yeah. So that was what her before was.
Yeah, yeah. Her life was always plagued by by dark shit. Yeah. This was a very all over the place episode.
Yeah, it was a roller coaster.
Yeah.
We dug some deep holes.
We did.
We brought ourselves back out.
Yeah. But look, like the movie Midsommar, we just took our time getting to where we were going. And it's just about the journey, man.
It's about the journey.
I
think I just grew a pair of puka shell necklaces.
Yeah. Oh, where did this anklet come from? Do I feel a toe ring? What? Okay. Would you recommend Midsommar?
Yes.
Me too. I honestly would recommend this movie to everyone.
Absolutely.
I'd be like, just prepare yourself for like some
whack
there's
shit.
There's a little bit of gore.
A little bit. I mean, not like a terrible amount.
Yeah.
The gore that's there is pretty rough.
Yeah.
But it's not like it's gory the entire time.
Yeah.
Like there are like two scenes.
Yes.
That are really bad.
There's when they jump off the cliff.
Yeah.
And then when he finds the guy
Yep.
like hung up.
Yeah.
No, this was honestly a very like transformative movie for me. It affected me in a very deep way.
Yeah.
I'd absolutely recommend it. Go see it in theaters.
Yeah, that's the other thing. Kind of similar. I didn't see Hereditary in theaters, and I regret it. So go see Midsommar in theaters.
Yeah, support independent film.
Yes, do it.
Yeah.
So we have more movies like Midsommar.
Yeah, it's doing pretty well.
That's good.
Yeah, I don't think they've released the production budget of it, but I don't think it would be that. I would guess maybe like $20 million for a budget.
Yeah.
For this. And I think it'll probably make that back and maybe a little bit more.
Well, it's really like there are a couple of locations before they get to Sweden, but after that, it's just like in a field the entire time.
Yeah, but I think it looks like they actually shot in Sweden.
Yeah,
and they would have had to build the town and also burn it down and. Yes. There was some special effect work. Yeah. That looked really good too. Yes. That I was like, oh, you couldn't, like, that's not just some guy on a laptop like dinking around. Yeah. So I'd say like probably around 20 million. There's no like name actors in it, and that usually knocks a big chunk off of a budget. Yeah. So I would guess it'll probably make around like Hereditary made I think 90 million worldwide. So I'd say this will probably do less than that. It's more of a niche movie. Yeah. But I'd give it probably like in the 50 to 70 range. Yeah. It's kind of caught the zeitgeist a little bit. Yeah. And that always helps. Yeah. So it's great. Go see it. Do you have anything else that you would like to add?
I do not believe so.
Okay. That's it.
That's been Midsommar.
Yep. I hope you enjoyed our 2-episode week.
Yeah, lucky ducks.
Yeah. Do the social media thing and share us around and just keep doing you.
Thank you.
Bye.
We love you.
We love you. Bye.